push a little further ahead. I think the women could kind of find some peace. I think Cosby's going to probably die a lot sooner. And
definitely with all this pressure and stress that he's under right now.
And you know what? Tell you the truth, like I don't hope Cosby dies, but I think looking at it from a cold perspective, the closer to this scandal he dies, the more favorably he will be remembered, I think.
Why is that?
Because once you die, we remember you fondly. Like, I think if he lives for like 10, 15 more years, and more women come out, and there's more drip drab, and there's more confrontation, I think that he won't be remembered as fondly. But if Cosby goes into hiding, you don't hear nothing about him for another year and a half, and then 3 years from then, he dies. Like, you hear about him periodically, and then 3 years from there, he dies. So, like, in 5 years, he dies. I mean, he's around 83. He's an old man. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it becomes sad what he did, as opposed to he becomes a dirty old man who was a rapist who just happened to keep living. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I personally feel, like, just reflecting upon it. Just think about how many people die, and all of a sudden, like, I hope
we don't die. This is a fucked up.
No, I hope he doesn't die either. But also, I mean,
like I said, man, I don't have any more defense for him at this point. You admit something like that. What is the defense? But
can we get into your post and why? Sure. Okay. Because the reason why I tagged you in that was not to, like, I wasn't even on no, like, gotcha, because I read the article and my whole thing was perspective on why. I think that, like, to me, it's one of those situations where, like, the old adage of, like, yo, I think it's kind of one you just shouldn't say anything unless you're supporting the victims.
Like about the victims. Listen to the post. So people.
Yeah. Let's read the post.
The post is: I said yesterday on Facebook, after all of this, what inspired, what made me even bring it up is that my man tagged me in a post that said, did she jump ship too quick, or was she right to change her opinion based on the still developing story and new facts? He was speaking of Jill Scott. So that's when I read up on what she said or whatever. So then, in the meantime, I was already thinking, and I say on Facebook, I say, yo, so, ... It's quite timely. The release and amount of news coverage on the Bill Cosby testimony, all the coverage it received immediately, all caps, but still we wait for coverage and an investigation on the burning black churches. But I'm just a conspiracy theorist, ... shaking my head, ... carry on, hashtag silent weapons, hashtag quiet wars, hashtag read books, hashtag knowledge is power. Right. And I tag notcnn.com.
Right. So
that's
right. So my whole thing is that's obviously saying that the dissemination of the Cosby deposition could possibly be a strategy of someone's.
Of course, and it is.
Okay, right. So that, to some degree, I think most people would agree, is mitigating what's being released.
I'm mitigating what's being released?
No, by saying that statement, yeah. I think most people agree with it. Saying like you're mitigating the information. You're saying, oh, this shit is released so as to distract you from something else.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so you're undermining the information that's being released. I feel.
If that's how people want to see it, then they're entitled to their opinion. But that is not my intention. Right. My intention is because this same judge could have released this amidst the heat of all of this nonsense when it was heavy. 5 months ago when it was heavy. The same judge, because what he said after whatever speech he made recently ain't nothing more than what he's been saying.
No, I think the speech was old. I think the speech was old.
So even worse then. So this supports my point even more then. But so then it could have been released. But she chose to release it now. And I'm not saying she would. Yo, this is all strings have been pulled, my brother.
But Jamie,
so now it's released in a timely fashion.
But Jamie, to counter that, people always say distraction. Like, do you think it's kind of fair to say that at any point you could release something and there's something else bigger that you could say it's distracting from? Like, at any point there's something going on in our government.
No, I'm not gonna.
At any point,
no.
At any point, our government, at least our government, our Senate, and our representatives are voting on something that has more to deal with you that you just don't know about the media cover, whether it be a clean water bill, whether it be a recycling bill, some shit, or a can you print?
It ain't always about bills, though. It ain't always about what bill.
No, what I'm saying is someone can always say.
I'm talking that real shit right now.
But you look at everything we're going through right now as a people.
You know what I mean?
You look at all the situations, and then you look at what just happened in South Carolina, and then you take place of what went down in Baltimore, and all these things, and how, and the big news really is the flag coming down. It really went away from what's going on. So then all of a sudden you look at this Cosby statement just comes out of nowhere in the midst of all of that.
Okay. If you say it came out on a date and that's untimely, that's one thing. You can't say it came out of nowhere, E. For the past couple of years, all niggas been talking about was Bill Cosby rape bitches. So
yeah,
I mean, maybe that's 8 years.
But she could have put this out.
Niggas, if you Google Bill Cosby rape, you can find articles in major newspapers going back for at least 4 or 5 years. You can find magazines. You can find comedians.
What I'm saying is the big news, the big push about it has been in the past year. That's all.
Okay, and that's another thing that we can get into. Like, we can move off the Cosby shit and just move on to a more abstract of it. Is that a lot of times, sometimes it seems like people don't get outside of their own way. Like you said, the big news, like, okay, well, you're not going deeper in the news. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people say, oh, they're using this as a distraction, okay, what news are you watching that are using it? Because with Google and with the internet, you can curate your own news. You know what I mean? You can actually go find your own news. So you can't complain about the news giving you something. Now, as far as TV news, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as getting your news in the form of reading it, there's enough websites that are trusted, that are liberal, and that are conservative, whereas you can't say you're pumping a story to me because anything you hear about, you can Google and just read that story.
Yes, all of that is very factual. Those stories are still being pumped in. Everyone's on Facebook, everyone's on Instagram, everyone's on fucking Twitter, whatever else.
But Milo, have you ever noticed it's the people telling you that an article is a distraction and they're posting the article? You know what I mean? No. I mean, come on. I'm not talking about you, and I'm not talking about anybody in here. You know what I mean? What's up about after? But I'm saying it's usually those people who say, "See, they're trying to do this as a distraction."
I don't agree with that.
I see it all the time because people have to point out what people are using as a distraction that you're falling for. Like when people say, "Oh, y'all worried about this flag." When this shit is happening, and then they have the rainbow flag.
Cases that is.
Oh, right. That's what. Okay, but you're promoting the rainbow flag now. Now you're using the distraction. Like,
yeah, sometimes
there are people who are distracted. Like, you know what? Gay people getting married, that was a distraction to me. I saw the rainbow flag. I moved on. Like, just because something is a news item isn't necessarily a distraction. Like, niggas read shit and move on. Okay. When you keep saying it's a distraction, now it's a distraction because. I guess it's a distraction.
Okay, so
like to me, that's just a weird trope. Like we talked about earlier, Eric. Like oh, we all need to get together. Just say some shit so we can just keep going in a circle. Like so somebody can always feel superior. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying it's always wrong, but like even niggas who are into certain shit, like. It's not a distraction, nigga. Like, I can read and be into gay rights and still be worried about burnt churches. Like, you ain't worried about burnt churches because you worry about gay... No, I'm worried about, like...
You can be.
Right, but okay,
but I'm talking about the masses and what is leading... What's leading the news? What's leading the direction of the masses of people's thoughts? That is all I'm speaking of. Yes, all of what you're saying is true. Yes, and all of that. But numbers and how many people this affects and how many people that affects...
But see, I don't think the people like you or other people I know who may feel that way, the people that you guys reach on Facebook or express that to, I think most of them feel that way. Like
some of them don't.
Okay, I don't think you're converting those.
Well, maybe I can be reaching out to somebody. Who knows? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I'm just calling it like what it is. Someone slow. It's a distraction.
See, I think we would. I think we would just it'd be more resourceful if we just point out what we need to be on. Like let's not talk. Like, let's not even mention the distraction. Let's not even say, oh, y'all watching this that concern about church. Let's just point out black churches. Let's just, you know what I mean? Like, let's not be tit for tat. I'm more spirit. Like the whole like. Did you hear the DeRay McKesson on Combat?
I did.
One thing that stood out to me, Ian, I want to get your opinion on this, and because I feel offended when I never put stay woke or get woke or niggas ain't woke or shit like that. Mm-hmm. Because DeRay McKesson wrote, niggas wake up at different speeds. And I find it so offensive. Like, I find the distraction thing, when people say that, I find that offensive. Even though I'm not distracted, I find it offensive. And I feel like, yo, niggas ain't woke.
But I think he meant that so many rumors go on.
No, to me, the way he broke it down. Okay, let me finish. Okay, so you can tell me what you started. The way I felt he was like, yo, I can't tell somebody you need to be woke and stay woke because the way I was woke was at different speeds and different paces. So people awake so I don't want to make people feel bad about where they are in their stage of being woke. That's the way I heard it and I interpreted it. So
he said the way I interpreted it was like he don't want people to feel like they shouldn't believe something. Like he gave an instance on the case with the kid in Virginia. And
at UVA.
At UVA, the dude got attacked. He was saying
he got attacked outside the bar, and the ABC police.
So he was trying to give an example, like, is it true? That's the way I looked at it.
Okay, well, I mean, people can listen to Combat Jack, a great podcast, but it's DeRay McKesson. But, but you know, going with the way that because the way I'm interpreting, you know, with the larger discussion, the way I saw it was that, you know, when I'm talking to Akra and I'm supposed to get up with them, is that it's almost like sometimes we can make each other feel bad for where I am in my stage of awakeness, as opposed to you, like how back in the 90s it was, oh, nigga, you eating pork, nigga, you ain't woke. You know, now it's like, oh, you only eat pork, like, oh, that's what you do, that's what I do. You know what I mean? Remember back, I mean, when I didn't eat pork, like, nigga, I used to like, nigga, you
first to the knowledge back then. Yeah, like, oh, shit.
Right.
Everybody can't do, yo, you gotta stop. Yo,
Or everybody can't, like, even now, niggas be like, yo, everybody can't handle the knowledge, everybody can't deal with the truth. Like, you're almost putting niggas down to a way where you can't, right, you can't handle, you can't help your brother. And to me, I think that the whole distraction, because if a nigga may have dealt with, like, he might have changed his shit to a rainbow on his page. But the nigga still might be, like, on some pro-black shit and, like, marching, all that kind of shit. But, you know what I'm saying? He might be like, oh, niggas think this is a distraction because you just pointing that out. Like, I feel that if we just say, oh, no, this is what you need to be on, and you should be chastised for not being on this. Not for what you want. Be whatever you want. You could be on the gay flag and gay marriage, but why you not on this too? You know what I mean? So not... Why you on this and not this? Yeah. Why you not on both of these?
Gotcha.
I think that would be more helpful, and I think that'd be a more positive thing because, like that dude Memnon on Facebook, who I think is like the biggest G I've ever like not met in my life. Like this nigga, all he does is read books. Like that's the only nigga I ever seen that I think is not involved in the bullshit. And this nigga really is one of those dudes like, yo, don't let bullshit come in his cipher. Like his page, like I'm gonna get you to follow his page. Like trust me, you'll be on this dude. Like pause. Like like he's not on the bullshit. Like it's all about knowledge and Africa and eating healthy and working out and you know what I mean and exploring your mind and learning more and in the library and you know like being with your queen and you know like not the bullshit. Like I mean like from what I saw, no clubs, no like. Like, the nigga never posts about anything pop culture. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the nigga's just into knowledge and reading and feeding his brain with, like, chemistry and like, yo, it's ill.
What it's supposed to be about.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but it's like, yo, as far as us, you know what I mean? Like, I think we could, I think we could get farther if we just push towards each other, you know? So, that's winding down for, third episode of Politic Ditto. You got any last words? Anything you want to say about this episode, the inaugural Brooklyn episode?
I'm just sad about Dr. Cosby. I respect everybody's opinions.
No.
And I want to say peace to the people.
Right. Jamie, a resident Jamaican, you want to say anything?
One love, man. One love. Big up. Big up.